Good evening, and welcome to the St. Petersburg by Night Broadcasting Network. Tonight, we present to you our Werewolf the Apocalypse Chronicle, Hounds.
Welcome to another St. Pete by Night revamped production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the heart of night, we rise from shadows, calling at the moon, igniting our battles, cleansing Gaia of an endless fight, until our final days we will fight. Thanks, man, we stand united as one. Evil spirits lurking with horror and dread. Little light leads us where the grave dare tread. Glory and honor, wisdom in our hand. Together we rise, take our final stand. Everywhere we run, the wind is at our back. All the worm's forces we will track. From the depths of the ocean to the clouds in the sky, vampires tremble as we learn to fight. Rage across Tampa, in this fight we'll stay. Evil spirits lurking with horror and dread. Little light leads us where the brave dare tread. Glory and honor, wisdom in our hand. Together we rise, take our final stand. Rage across Tampa, in this fight we'll stay. Everywhere with the pack, let the night be our guide. In battles of honor, we shall never hide. Rock will never hide.
Good evening and welcome to the St. Pete by Night Entertainment Network. St. Petersburg by Night is a World of Darkness role-playing community broadcasting from St. Petersburg, Florida. My name is Kent, also known as Kent on all social media, and I will be your storyteller tonight. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's time for Hounds, our second Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition chronicle set in Tampa Bay, Florida, where a young pack of Garou have come as reinforcements to the Sept of the Evening Star to help combat the forces of the Worm and help build the new Garou nation. You can follow St. Pete by Night on all of the social media listed in the description down below, and you can join our community by following that Discord link where you could take part in one of the many activities we have running all month long. We also have a couple new tables starting soon that are looking for players, so come join our community. Now, let's introduce our players. Players, go ahead and introduce yourselves if you please.
Hello everyone, my name is Jay. I'll be playing a Forge from Failure, Bonar Rune, gonna be number 1 in Hell, Michigan.
Hi everyone, I'm Nikki, and I'll be playing Delphine Ruinspeaker, the Silent Strider Theurge.
Hey everyone, my name is Ben. I'll be playing Raymond Gorn, the Ghost Council Philodox, the only one that's probably somewhat excited to be in hell.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lilith, and I'll be playing Juniper Camine. And, I'm just happy to be here.
Unfortunately, our Bonar Galliard Rory couldn't join us tonight, but we're very excited to have her back next week. Players, last week we said goodbye to Tampa. Hopefully only temporarily as you head out on the road, literally on the highway to hell. You're heading home. or what was once home, your former Sept back in Hell, Michigan, the Half Moon Lake Sept. For some of you, it's a homecoming. For others, it's a return to a place you'd hoped never to see again. A place where you were shamed. A place of bad memories, of horrible teachings. A place that really set you down a very dark path. But you've learned a lot since then. You've been given purpose, and you've been given a very, very important responsibility. You cannot fail. You know the importance of this task. So the question remains, will the responsibility outweigh your personal grudges? Will the importance of this mission override all of the past that's coming back to haunt you? Or will the past outweigh the present? On top of all that, some truth of that past seems to be creeping its way forward, as the truth of the murder of Delphine's parents is finally coming to light. Stakes has declared that this must be dealt with. And in tonight's story, it will be. So as we begin, let's get to our first scene, as on the road, the pack leader and the packaroon have a conversation late at night along the drive. Raymond and Deadbeat, or now known as Forged from Failure, have a conversation. It's been about 8 hours at this point since you've left Tampa. You've been driving along the highway, I-75, leading north. The highway, for the most part, has had a lot of open plains and woodlands, and you find yourself going through Georgia at this point. You've gotten north of Atlanta, which was a very, very, very crowded urban area with lots and lots of traffic. But now you find yourself entering the woods with the mountains on the horizon, heading towards the border of Tennessee. The highway stretches in front of you, and unfortunately, the cell signal is starting to die, because as you get to the mountains, cell phones are not going to be as friendly as they normally are. So as the cell bars get lower and lower, this means less time for distractions, and conversation is likely to be your only friend. So Raymond and Forged from Failures, as the two of you are the only ones awake in the car currently, Delphine snoring in the back seat, and with Juniper, Stakes, and Rory in the other vehicle, the idle silence hanging in the air. The scene is yours.
As I'm driving my truck down this stretch of road, probably onto my second Red Bull, cracked open, the other one tucked into my door console, just kind of doing that deadpan stare as you're driving for a long, continuous amount of time. Have one of my old Johnny Cash CDs in the CD player, just playing it kind of low, just enough to kind of have that music going as I'm just paying attention to the drive. The silence is stretching on a little bit. A kind of side glance over at Forge. So, how you feeling after everything? You feeling good? Feeling all right?
I kind of get like not quite jolted awake, but jolted back to attention as I was kind of just zoning out, head on my hand, kind of looking out the window, bored out of my mind. I was listening to Creep by Radiohead, but ever since the signal has gone away, it's just been terrible having to not be able to listen to my own music. As I kind of look over, I mean, I guess it's okay. I mean, not too bad. Just kind of stare at you, take a sip of my Monster energy drink.
I mean, you don't feel happy, excited, finally got rid of the shame. Now you're going back to the people that shamed you, metaphorically flipping them off as you show up.
My eyes just kind of narrow as I sit up a little bit more into my seat. I mean, what do you care? Kind of keeping to yourself this whole time, not really been talking to me. Why do you suddenly care now?
Well, you've been on your phone, and Delphine's been in the back with her headphones on. You guys were kind of ignoring me a little bit, so couldn't really start up a conversation for the past bit of time. And I mean, we haven't really talked in a bit, so just want to see how you're doing. Just want to talk, I guess.
You can do that, just talk, actually relax, enjoy yourself. Because all I see from you is in business mode, leader mode all the time. I didn't know that you were capable of, taking that stick out your ass. Thought it's a little too far up there for you.
I'll shake my head a little bit at that comment, and then go back to looking ahead on the road. I mean, for the past 2 months, that's all you've seen because we haven't interacted. The last time we had a conversation, I was trying to push you and I was scolding you. But since then, we haven't actually talked. You've only ever seen me during pack meetings or during big conversations. Sometimes you need one person to kind of have that focus. Just to try and keep the conversation going and not derailing it. So if that requires me having a stick up my butt, then that kind of is what needs to happen.
You can say ass, right? You can say ass, right?
I'll chuckle a little bit. Yeah, I can. I just choose not to.
Just shake my head, kind of not as bothered, angry, but kind of like bemusement and just a little bit like, this guy. So, kind of think about what you said for a moment, then and say, yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's not like any of the others can do that shit anyways. I mean, what, you got Juniper and Delphine about to murder each other? I don't even know what the hell's going on with that. You got Rory just kind of sits there the whole time. I feel like the only ones that ever talk are me and you, and maybe Juniper will yell and Delphine will be sad about something and play the victim card.
Everyone fills a role in the pack, Everyone has the thing that they do well. And I am able to keep a semi-level head, and when we talk to the elders or talk to leadership, I can try and compartmentalize everything that's happening. you ask, I don't want to say stupid questions, but you ask good questions that no one else can really think. You're very straightforward in your questions. You're very straightforward in what you say. It's abrasive, but you're the only one that can do that. So, sure, we may be the only ones that are talking, but that's what you're good at.
I don't think this is supposed to be in my Ruin repertoire there, being the whole talker and doing all that shit. I remember it's all about being raw, big guy, murder everything.
I mean, I'm not saying that you don't do that well either. Because, I mean, with the one fight we had, you definitely proved that that is also one of your strengths. But just because that was in your beginner's pamphlet doesn't mean that you can't do that. Just like sometimes it seems like I can lead the way in a certain way that like Delphine can't. You know, we all don't have to just stick to what's expected of us. We can do more.
I'll just kind of quietly nod to that as I look kind of deep in thought about something and kind of a little frustrated. I look over. That's kind of what pisses me off about you, man. You talk about all this leading shit, but to be honest, man, you're just getting your ass thrown around by everyone here. I mean, look, you got your ass thrown by me. You got Juniper tossing you around. You're actually gonna like do something about it instead of just being a pussy and taking it.
Well, unfortunately for me, that wasn't in my beginner's pamphlet either. Because I don't remember it saying that I have to be the strongest one in the pack to be able to lead everyone.
I mean, it's not like you gotta beat the strong. I'm not telling you gotta be the strongest. Look, you'll never beat me in a fight. That's just straight truth. But I just mean like you just kind of take everything, man. You're kind of a little bit like a doormat. I've seen like a little bit of you kind of biting back. You tried with Juniper, then you just got your ass tossed into the ground. I mean, it's not as much as just being able to beat all of us in a fight, but like, where's your bite? You're just kind of like when they're gonna start grilling us up here and be asses to us. What are you gonna do about it? Seems like you'll just kind of be like, "Yep, yes sir, you got it, boss," and kind of bend down and kiss the ass a little bit, shine the boots maybe while you're at it. I mean, even when Delphine got the collar on her, I had to be the first to speak up for it, and you didn't really even fully jump on our side about it.
Okay, first, in that situation, yes, you were the first one to speak up. But I also adamantly thought what Charles did was wrong. I'm pretty sure I was very vocal about that. I was more respectful, but that what he did at that time was not okay. And second, in both the situations you mentioned with you and with Juniper, do you think that me answering aggression with aggression would have helped diminish the situation or escalate it even more? I had to think about it. I had to weigh the chances of me trying to be physical in that moment. Would it make the situation worse? Do you think that if I just came out swinging on you when you swung at me, that would have made the situation better? Or do you think that we would have just devolved into straight fighting and beating the crap out of each other?
I wouldn't call it a fight. It'd be more of a beat down on your end. But I don't know, man. It just pisses me off. Yeah, I don't know about. I guess as you can see, de-escalation is not the shit that I do. I don't like that shit. I mean, to me, like you just kind of gotta, I don't know, throw your weight around, man. If someone's coming up to you, challenging your shit and being an ass to you, I mean, you just gotta be the bigger asshole, you know? Show them that you're someone to be messed with. It's just gonna keep happening over and over. I mean, look, every time I've beaten someone in a fight, they hadn't tried to fight me again. I mean, you knew not even to try. Delphine definitely learned that lesson. And I mean, if me and Juniper ever fought, I don't know. I mean, she's crazy enough to might want to go for round 2.
See, I don't think that way. I don't think that the response to someone coming at you like that is to respond in kind. Because 9 times out of 10, it's just going to make everything worse. And sure, some people may respect you more or respect me more if I do that. But I don't think in most cases they would. Because I'm not actually helping the situation, I'm making it worse. And I've already had my fair share of responding to acts of aggression with the same kind. I've done it enough already. I did it too many times to count in the past. And at this point, I don't want to do that right now. I want to find a different way.
I let out a sigh. I kind of stretch in the chair. I'll lean forward, look on over the thing. I mean, you probably know a little bit more about this shit than I do, considering how much the leadership seems to like you. How much they seem to treat you a lot better than the rest of us. Kind of annoying. I just don't get why they are so valued, I guess. You know, I thought we were ass-kicking werewolves, and we're going around, being all diplomatic and nice to the people that don't deserve it. I mean, I don't know, man. It's kind of seems wrong to me. You know, like to me personally, I just go like if we could, I just send Charles up here to kick all their asses and make them give us this shit. You know?
I'll laugh at like the statement of me knowing more. I hope you know that I don't know as much as you think I do about being in a position of leadership. Because my experience when I was in the army, I was a follower through and through. I was not in any way, shape, or form put into a position of leadership. I'm doing everything by the seat of my pants. I'm having to learn everything as I go. And the only reason really that I'm being as respectable as I am is because I'm trying to figure out how to do that, how to be a leader. And sure, we are killing machines as werewolves, and we can solve all of our problems with violence, but diplomacy works, and coming out with an outstretched hand to people, tends to be the better option for both parties, because my experience, when you start violence to solve an issue, it ends up having people hurt or killed. So I can see where you're coming from, but I think that it's wrong.
Man, I hate when you fuckers start making sense. It's annoying. Look, I just been the easiest shit for me. I mean, that's I guess my position there, why I've chosen to be this shit. That's always been the easiest route for me, though. not like I really had many friends. I kind of like look back towards like kind of Delphine and narrow my eyes and look back to you. So, you know, probably is a lot better for making friends and all that connection shit.
I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, just because you act the way that you do doesn't mean that's 100% who you are. I mean, we've all grown to like you to some extent, even though you are a pain at times and your outbursts and your comments are out of line, but I've grown to know that that's not 100% your character. And honestly, I think every group needs someone like you to be that guy. Because, like I said, you say things and you do things that no one else will do or say. And it can help in a lot of situations. It opens doors. It closes a lot, but it leads to opportunities.
I actually look kind of surprised for a second by this as I quickly kind of mask it as I lean a little bit away from him. I mean, sounds like to me I'm getting your blessing to keep being an ass, right? That's what I took from it. Though, let out a little laugh.
Just don't overdo it. There's a time and place for it. I mean, we all know the worst situation or the worst outcome, you being who you are, led when we first went down to Florida. So,
Look, I mean, it's half and half, all right. Delphine was still part of that too. We can't, you know, it may have been more my idea, but she was the one that's trying to do all this sneaky shit behind everyone's back.
oh no, I'm not talking about the whole shame situation. I'm talking about you immediately causing issues when we went down to the Sept in Florida.
Oh, that one, yeah.
That was all you.
I mean, can I blame the wolf? That an option? Yeah, I mean, I was pissed, but you know, it's kind of funny, but I never. Everyone always wants someone big and strong to come kick ass and beat shit up for them, but no one ever actually, I feel like, appreciate it. You know, everyone's always like, "Violet's bad. Oh, you shouldn't be doing this. Why are you such an asshole?" Like, oh yeah, the guy's gonna be going around whooping ass, gonna be this nice, generous soul that only knows kindness. That's why they like breaking bones and, you know, causing people to go to the hospital.
In certain situations, but I think, like you said previously, what we are now and what we do, you're appreciated a lot more than you think. I mean, with the whole situation on the ship, I know I appreciated what you did and how you fought. So, I think in normal society, sure, you would be correct, but I can understand how you are now with us being Garu. So,
It's so it sounds like that people don't like me because I'm more of an ass than because I go kick ass, huh? But it doesn't really feel like it, to be honest, man. It's as I kind of I saw what that got me, trying to protect, especially the whole boat thing, trying to protect Delphine, and I get to see how that eventually gets repaid to me.
I mean, that was our first combat situation together. We had never actually fought together. We had never worked out strategy. We don't know how each other fight. So there is going to be some mess ups. I don't think that it was honestly as bad as it could have been.
That's not what I. And I can just pause and, never mind. It doesn't matter anymore. I kind of just slump back in my seat.
I'll stay silent for a few seconds and then kind of turn my head a little bit to look at him. Not for too long, because I need to turn back and face the road, but I mean, it's just us right now. So if you want to talk, if you want to bring something up, just say it, man. What's the worst that can happen?
I sit there quietly for a little while, looking out and towards the mountains and the darkness, seeing the streetlight pass by. Eventually I'll speak up. That bitch Delphine just... I thought, she was... I thought we were kind of homies. And then she just showed me, the whole thing we found out, the whole shaming shit, that she was only being nice to me because she needed to redeem me, make me better in order to get her shame off. That's the only reason why she was even bothering. Because beforehand, she didn't really bother me back in hell. That suddenly now she's all buttering up and being all nice and getting me to trust her, trying to talk, showing me Spud and talking about all this other stuff. And now I know that was just all for bullshit. I just kind of feel stupid. And I got hit with my own shit. And now I feel like an idiot for not even seeing it.
The way I see it is that, do you think that the way that you were acting and the way that you were in hell, did any of us really kind of try to become friends with you? Did any of us try to get close? Because at that point, you were probably the worst that you ever were. And since we came down, and since we spent time in the Sept, and since we spent time in Florida, you were getting better. You're still getting better. And sure, Delphine's act of removing the shame was to help you remove yours. So that may have been the push to have her start talking to you, but to continue talking to you, to continue to get close, to continue to invite you to do things, unless you ask her, unless you talk to her, you're not going to know. Because at this point, I think you're more angry at the situation than you're actually angry at Delphine. I noticed, even without knowing the whole shame situation, that you were getting closer. You are getting closer. I think you are close. I don't think you should throw that away just because of the whole shame situation.
People like Delphine, you don't really know if you're ever really close with them. She was sneaking around trying to do some, backstabbing, manipulation shit in hell. And now I find out that she's just using me to get her own shame off, kind of sneaking, pretending to be friends and trying to have all these different plans to redeem me, like to make me a better person. And she's even lying about all the shit with the drugs, and trying to misdirect and do all this weird shit about it. Now, I don't really care about that one, but it's just that's the type of person Delphine is. I mean, it takes one to know one. She's a liar. She's a manipulator. She's a backstabbing rat. And that's what she does. Oh, I shouldn't say rat. That would put some shame on, don't want to talk bad of the patron. But you know what I mean.
I got it. But
Snake, that's the word.
I'm going to not talk about the whole drug situation because that's a whole different thing. But I don't fully know how she went about your guys' conversations. I don't know exactly what she did. You have a different viewpoint on it than I do. But I think Delphine needs someone to get close to. I think she needs someone to connect with because in the current situation, there's not a lot that she can really form a connection with. I mean, I've tried to have conversations with her, and they've been serious conversations, and I feel like we have started to grow somewhat close, or immediately started a small connection. But I think with her request to help you with your shame to remove hers, I think subconsciously that may have driven her to actually try and connect with you.
Talked with someone else about this, and you're both kind of saying the same shit, so probably mean that it's right. But I just hate feeling stupid. I just fucking hate it, and hate feeling like an idiot, like I've gotten played. It's annoying, and that's kind of what easier to be an ass and tell everyone else to fuck off so they can't play you. Harder for them to do that,
I don't think you're stupid for the situation because, I mean, no one knew. So I think we would all be stupid. But like I said, I think you should talk to her. I think you should have that discussion instead of keeping it inside and complaining about it to me and everyone else, which could be helpful. But it's going to keep weighing on you unless you talk to her. It's going to keep causing you issues unless you talk.
I was told to wait to do that conversation until I didn't feel like punching anything. I still haven't gotten to that point yet. I haven't felt like punching anything, but I think that's just kind of, not gonna lie, it's kind of my baseline. I always feel like punching someone, so.
That tracks.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try and we'll see about whatever happens. I mean, I might not even have to worry about it if we fuck up this meeting enough. We'll probably all be dead anyway, so I mean, I got to get through that one first.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that, please. I don't want to even think about that being a possibility. But speaking of being up there and speaking of everything and speaking of Delphine, I think I want you to be a little attentive of Delphine while we're up there. I want you to try to stick close and try and pay attention to her while we're up there. Because with the whole situation of the hell Sept wanting to try and do a retrial and that absolute stupidity, I think she's the most vulnerable of us, while we're up here. And I know out of everyone, if push comes to shove, you're the best person to protect her if a bad situation happens.
Oh man, are you fucking kidding me? Now I gotta do babysitter duty, especially for. I mean, do you really want me to be the protector? I mean, I guess you're talking more physical protection as opposed to, you know, the other kinds, the trial bullshit. Because I don't think you want me for that. I'm not. I can tell them to go fuck right off, and I can do that one pretty well. But trying to tactfully tell them to go screw themselves is not really what I do.
No, I and Rory, I think, have that covered. But, I mean, you talked about it a little earlier. You're the Yaroon. You're the one that charges in there. You're the one that goes all in. But the Yaroon is also the protector. You're the one that protects the pack. So
Yeah. I don't really feel like much of a protector, to be honest. Feel more like a breaker, but I mean, I can try. I guess I can do my best for a little bit. I'm not gonna do the whole time, as you know. I gotta take my breaks. But what are you going to do to make sure that we're good then? We're talking all about, doing this shit, helping out Delphine. What are you gonna do for us then? How are you gonna make sure that we're not gonna get fucked over? I mean, they like you. So are you gonna go on their side, just kind of treat it like shit while we're there, or you gonna actually be a part of the trash bin, so to speak?
I mean, I've been a part of the trash bin this entire time, but I guess to call back what you said, what I do best is to make us look good to the elders and to the Sept leadership. If I have to present myself in a way that is more respectful to make them think that we're not trash, to make us not seem to be problems, then I can do that. That's what I do. And it's not a bad role for me to fill. It's not a bad thing to try and do. So it may not be physically protecting, but the actions and the words I say will hopefully protect us and maybe put more of the spotlight on me to make you all not be perceived as much.
Actually, my face will kind of turn unusually serious and kind of stiff, look on over, though. They'll say, Ray, I'm telling you, if they're telling you, oh, you can stay here with us, give you some parental treatment or some, extra shit over us, you better not be taking that shit, man. Look, if we're gonna pretend to be together, or at least try and be together, we're gonna be together. If we're all gonna get this shit, we're all gonna get this shit. So I better not see you try and get any special fucking treatment. If we're all getting fucked, you're gonna be right there with us. Okay? Otherwise, I will kick your ass.
I mean, I'm pretty sure an offer like that wouldn't even potentially come up, but I mean,
just give me yes or no, man. Don't dance around this shit. I know you're tight.
I'm not pretending to be together. I believe that we are together as a pack. That we are collectively a group. And so, yes, if the situation goes wrong and we start getting trashed on and talked down to, I'll be there with you guys. I'm not going to try and make myself look better to be not with you.
I'll take my hand and actually kind of give a pat on your shoulder, kind of firmly grasp it for a second. I'll give a smile and says, "Good. If you do fuck it up, I will relish the opportunity to kick your ass. Don't think I won't. But if shit goes good, then might actually make it back in one piece, huh? Or at least that's if Juniper doesn't fuck everything up."
I don't know if I would throw all of it on Juniper, but I do hope that we will all make it out in one piece. And at this point, I think everyone has a possibility of screwing it up. I don't think we can single anyone out.
Oh, I mean, I can make a whole tier list if you want to. Look, I know I'm high up in there too. I am trying to pretend that I'm not gonna, I don't have any chances, but I'm telling you, she's crazy, man. We had a weird ass conversation in the middle of the night one time. She was doing all this weird talking, trying to get me to go to that fucking like fungus hell place. Just her. I was telling you, I was half convinced he was going to chop my head off there with an axe.
That sounds insanely creepy and also a little in character, so I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
But like I said, I don't think Juniper is gonna hopefully cause us any problems. I think we'll be fine. We'll do good.
I'll just nod to that as I'll look back to the road again, taking a sip of my monster, though. Just kind of stay quiet, just watching the road.
Forged, your phone lets off a chime. As you look down at the phone, you see that you've received a text message from Lila. You open it up and you can see that it's a picture. The picture is of Cooper standing in the playpen, looking up at the camera with a big smile. And the picture says, "We miss you, Daddy. Have a good trip. We'll see you when you get back."
Kind of mixed emotions in my head when I see that. There is a sense of joy that I'm not quite familiar with. That smile does creep on my face, but there a lot of discomfort. The words "daddy" and just kind of thinking about the situation a little bit, it does cause a little bit of discomfort and fear. But I will look at the picture for a little bit, kind of with that little smile, before I'll turn off my phone and look at me, kind of just try and stay awake for the trip, so make sure Ray doesn't crash the car and kill us all.
As the two of you continue the drive into the evening, after this conversation, what's going through your minds? Ray, we'll start with you.
I haven't had many one-on-one conversations with Forge, so the one I did have was rough. I know he got better, and he is not the way he was when we first came down to Florida. And so going into this conversation, I was expecting a little bit more maybe yelling or a little bit more of a just constant ribbing on me. But we had a good conversation. We talked some things out. We, said some things that I know I was probably holding in for a bit. So I'm glad that our conversation went well. And hopefully when we're up there in hell in Forge, we'll be able to, like I asked, look out for Delphine.
and forged.
I have a bit more of respect now for Ray, kind of now having actual conversation, seeing a bit more of Ray that isn't quite just this leader position or, stick up the ass version of Ray. And almost surprising myself with actually opening up. I'm as much confused. I am a little worried about doing that, but it does feel relieving to kind of get that stuff off my chest, and it does feel a little nice being able to actually feel like a bond with a pack mate that maybe, we aren't actually faking it. We actually are better in our actual pack. A little bit of hope that we can actually get this job done.
On the highway to hell, maybe a bridge has begun to be rebuilt. But on the same highway is another bridge about to come crumbling down in our next scene. It's the next morning. We find ourselves at a rest stop just inside the border of Kentucky, high within the mountains, the Appalachians. The pack has pulled over at this rest stop and taken a much-deserved night's sleep. But in the morning, some business needs to be handled because this is the last leg of the journey. 2 pack members with unresolved tension, with unresolved business, and a very, very displeased mother who will see that business done. So as the two have been avoiding each other for some time, have been orbiting each other like magnets opposed, pressing against each other, Stakes exits one vehicle, gripping Juniper by the arm, moves to the other, grabs Delphine out of her slumber and drags her out of the vehicle and moves out into a remote part of the rest area and shoves them both out in front of each other before saying, "It's time. We're not leaving until this is handled. You both know what you need to say, and you're going to say it now."
Delphine will have stumbled a little bit, just still half asleep, and just like partially registering what Stakes said, and then just glancing out of the side of her eye at Juniper.
I just stand there. I have one hand in my shorts pocket, and I'm just waiting for Delphine to kind of catch herself after being rudely pulled out and give her a minute before saying, "Well, I know there's a question you've been wanting to ask."
Delphine will stare down at the ground for a few moments.
Stakes will actually stare at Juniper and give out a snarl.
I give Stakes a look like,
"Don't be a coward, Juniper."
"I'm not trying to be a coward."
"Don't make her ask. Tell her."
She was
"Don't make her ask. Tell her."
Just admit what you did.
Look me in the eyes when I say it.
Delphine will slowly raise her head and just turn her head enough to just head lowered a little bit, but making eye contact just from like a downcast position.
I look Delphine straight in the eyes, and without any hesitation, I say, your parents were Pentex members and responsible for my family's death. And so I killed them and burned their house down.
What proof do you have that they actually were the ones that did it?
Years of letters and phone calls.
So they're the ones that pulled the trigger. They're the ones that directly murdered your parents.
They
and
are
your
the
brother.
What about my brother?
And your grandfather.
They are the ones that are responsible for making that decision.
You know this for fact.
I know this for fact.
So, a couple of phone calls and a signature on letters. That's all the proof you have, or is there more? I assume there would be more. Aren't you supposed to be a Ragabash?
That's the moon I was born under.
What are you looking for here, Delphine?
I want her to say that. I want her to provide the proof that they're the ones that actually gave the signal.
What do you need that for? There's a connection.
Because I can't help but okay, so there's a connection. Does the guy who cut the timber for the houses that high quality builders builds, are they the ones? Are they also going to be at the end of her fury?
For an angry young woman, maybe.
For just doing their job.
For someone who hasn't been taught, maybe. For someone who's had nobody to redirect their anger, maybe.
Her first instinct is murder.
It used to
for
be.
For what reason? Say it. For what reason did you murder them?
They killed my entire family.
What were you looking
directly for the company that is destroying Gaia and are obviously doing very well in said company because they had a fucking mansion. They were not just some low-brow pieces of shits just trying to work to make a living. No, they knew what they were doing. You're just upset because your parents are dead, which is understandable.
Don't you fucking dare take that tone.
No, I am going to take that tone because I find it very strange that you're defending Pentex right now.
I'm defending my parents.
There's no defense for your parents. They know exactly what they were doing.
They were doing their fucking job. You're gonna murder everyone that does their fucking job? You're gonna slit the throat of every gardener, high quality builder who puts on their properties? You're gonna murder the roofers? Are you gonna murder the carpenters?
Depends on
Is
how
that
much
what-
we know.
What if they don't know? Do you know for certainty that they knew what was going to happen to your family?
Do you know that they didn't?
My point still stands. You don't just fucking murder people without thinking things through. You can't just murder indiscriminately, especially as a guru. We leave a fucking trail.
Your parents were in the management team of Pentex. They lived their lives stealing land from common people and turning it into similar wastelands that we're currently dealing with down in Florida. Regardless of if they were CEOs of the company, they knew what was happening. They were still being pieces of shits. They were still stealing land. They were still threatening families.
And what
Those
justice
letters weren't polite.
And what justice did those families get, Juniper, huh? You just scratched your itch. You just satisfied your anger. You could have
only
fucking
one person,
built...
and I'm still working. I am still working to take out whoever I fucking need to.
Just gonna keep murdering then.
If that's the answer to some of them, yes. But not always. Because you also have to remember, that was when I killed your parents. It was just a few weeks after what happened to me. I am not the same Juniper I used to be. I don't just indiscriminately kill whoever the fuck I want. But in that moment, there was nothing else I wanted to do more. And I had no reason to hesitate. In fact, you told me you didn't even know who those people were. So how could I have known that they were your parents at the time, Delphine? Maybe if you had just told me the truth from the start, things might have been a little bit different.
Why should I be honest with you? When I was fucking hiding who I was, they were fucking trying to put me in rehab. And someone was asking about me directly, using my name. Why would I admit to that when I could have been taken away that night? I was scared.
We all were. We were all new to all of this, and we all made mistakes. I'm not sorry about killing your parents, Delphine, but I am sorry about the hurt that it's caused you.
You don't act like you're fucking sorry for the hurt that you've caused. You got to sleep soundly every fucking night, 3 feet away, knowing what you did and never once fessing up to it. You got to listen to me talk about them. And not once giving any sort of indication or fucking anything to give me any sense of peace.
Do you feel at peace right now?
No, I don't.
Do you know that she was at peace this whole time, Delphine? Can you say that with absolute certainty? Just like you're asking her to say with absolute certainty the proof she had. Can you say with absolute certainty that she was sleeping so soundly? that she wasn't carrying any sort of guilt.
She doesn't feel guilt.
Do not tell me what I do and do not feel, Delphine. Do not ever try and tell me or try and tell somebody else what I am thinking and what I am feeling. I don't do that to you. Do not do that to me. Because Stakes is right. I haven't been sleeping well, actually. I haven't felt at peace. I haven't been okay. I haven't told you. Because as Stakes said, I was being a coward. Things were different back then. I barely fucking knew you, and you lied to my face, and I was angry and wrathful. And yes, I went the murder route. They murdered my family so easily, so what big deal would it be if I just took out the people who were the cause of my family's death?
Because now you spread this fucking infection.
I didn't spread anything. I am not the cause of a spread of infection.
Juniper,
You're just a carrier.
Juniper, what did we talk about?
I just give a glance at Stakes and look back at Delphine. The point that I'm making, Delphine, is that this entire time, I haven't been okay. And I haven't been okay with my decisions. I haven't been okay with my actions. And I also just haven't found the right time to say it because there isn't one. So you can be as pissed off at me as you want, but you do not have any right to assume how I'm feeling about it or how I have responded to my own actions. Like I said, I am sorry for the hurt that it's caused you.
I don't forgive you.
That's fine. You don't have to.
You two have to figure out a way to move past this. Doesn't have to be today, but it has to happen. If you're to remain a pack, if you're to continue this fight, and I really hope you do, because I love you both as my children. The last thing I want is to see you fighting. The last thing I want is to see this come between you. Delphine, you accused me once of having favorites. I don't. This hurt me just as much as it hurts you. I believe that you can get past this. And when you figure out how, I believe that Juniper will do what it takes to make that happen. Because I know that she has honor. And I know that she cares about you. And I know that she wants to prove to herself But she isn't a monster. So you take time to think about it. You take time to grieve. If you need anything, I'm here for you. Just as much as I'm here for her. Because I don't play favorites.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not the one she has to make peace with. And she'll just look down at her at Juniper's shadow.
Yes, you are. That's something else. Because she's going to need you to deal with that.
Delphine just lets out a bitter laugh. I don't know if I have that in me.
You did it once. You can do it again. What happened with the last person who wronged you? You fixed them.
They didn't murder my parents.
No, they just almost ruined your life.
I was doing a fine job of doing that myself.
Has it stopped?
No.
You can anytime you want it to. Like I said, doesn't have to be today. Think about it. And I'm here for you.
Can I leave?
Yes.
She just wipes her face on the end of her sleeve and just starts stalking away.
As Delphine walks away, Stakes turns to Juniper. I know that was difficult. I had to push you. You did what you had to do. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to require more in the future. But I believe that you can do it. And I believe that you will do it. because it's the right thing to do. But I am proud of you.
You know, I thought that I would feel something in all of this, Stakes. But I just feel kind of nothing. And there's a strange sense that even telling her was wrong. Like, I did wrong here. And I don't really feel proud of myself. And I don't know what that means.
Stakes just stares for a moment, then nods and turns and starts walking back to the car, leaving you to think on that for a moment. As you pause and prepare to walk towards the vehicle, you hear from behind you a heavy breathing. That's right. There's nothing to feel. You did nothing wrong. They deserved it. The predator doesn't apologize to the prey.
You know, I may be feeling this way and all, but I gotta say, the Gorgon has a much nicer sounding voice than you do. And I am no sheep. Not even to you, Fenris. And I turn around to face him.
You don't see anything behind you, but you can feel it. You can feel it from the edge of the wood line. You can feel that stalking gaze, that predatory gaze upon you. I don't talk to sheep. I don't respect sheep. I hunt sheep. And as for my voice, I'll use as few words as necessary. I've never been one for words anyway.
So what is this, Fenris? Are you trying to get me to join you, or are you hunting me down?
You have an opportunity, Juniper. An opportunity to continue your work. Forget forgiveness. There's nothing to forgive. There's only vengeance. There's only death and blood.
Yeah, listen. I can still do all my work and all of that with my pack. You see, Fenris, I'm not alone anymore. And I don't have to be. I don't have to stoop low. And I give that feeling in the woods a pointed look to continue Gaia's work. I think I'm just gonna stick with my friends over here. And I'm
Friends? You call them friends? They don't like you, Juniper, and you think she'll let them like you? After this? She's going to be a cancer to you now. She's going to drive them all away. She'll make sure they all know what you did.
Not if I tell them all first. And
They
I tell them
already
all.
know.
And they're all still talking to me, and we're all still here together. And I already know that Delphine and I are going to become the bestest of friends.
Then maybe you are the sheep.
Or maybe I'm just the predator that's going to eventually hunt you down. Goodbye, Fenris. And I'll start walking away.
Goodbye, coward. As you return to the vehicle, what's going through both of your minds after this conversation? Delphine, we'll start with you as you're the first one to return to the car.
Delphine is just angry. She feels like Juniper doesn't feel bad for what she, like the pain she's caused Delphine. She doesn't feel it's genuine. She is frustrated at the whole ragabash of the situation that Stakes was doing because she just wanted to yell and try to corner Juniper in logical in what she feels is logical questions to ask before getting to the point of wanting to murder someone, because she does not understand how someone can just want to murder indiscriminately like that. Even as angry as she is with Juniper right now, her mind wouldn't go to murder being the first path of feeling better about it. She is frustrated because she's got to be in a car masking the rest of the leg of the trip, and then she's got to spend Gaia knows how long in a place she doesn't want to be. And the whole time just thinking about how Stakes is expecting her to help Juniper with what she honestly feels Juniper deserves right now, which is to be haunted by the crimes of her past.
Okay. And Juniper.
That was a shit show. I don't really know what Delphine is expecting of me here. I'm never gonna be apologetic about doing what I did. I feel like there was a sense of justice for my family, and in our line of work, sure, we don't just kill indiscriminately, but what I did wasn't just indiscriminate. It was planned. I put work into it. I thought about it. I contemplated it. I waited. I didn't just immediately do it until the time was right, personally. So she's going to be angry at me for a while, but as I said a while ago when we talked out in the Sept, I know that we're gonna be friends and that this is all gonna work out in the end. And knowing that I let Fenris lure me into a little bit of a lack of a better word, frenzy, and now having to deal with him following me around, it's just a little aggravating. But I just have to keep working uphill from here. Just hopefully I'll reach the peak and I don't have to keep going uphill forever.
The two vehicles pull out of the rest stop and hit the road. We take our break. When we return, the pack arrives in Hell, Michigan, and faces the Sept they left behind. We'll be back in just a few minutes. See you shortly.
St. Petersburg by Night is brought to you through collaborations with our partnered vendors: Chromatic Creations, Panshi Artista, Ember Fox Dice, Devlin the Bard, Champs Tramps, and Howlin' Hop Tea. Links to our partnered vendors, as well as our Twitch and YouTube channels, can be found on our website, stpbynight.com. You can follow St. Pete by Night on all socials with the hashtag St. Pete by Night. If you wish to support our program, you can do so at coffee.com/St. Pete by Night to help keep the stories rolling.
And we're back. Here in the second half, the pack has arrived in Michigan, more specifically in Hell. And as hot as things have been in Florida, they're a whole lot hotter in Michigan. And not just metaphorically, physically, as a heat wave has been battering the Midwest for the last several days. Temperatures have been near unbearable in the Midwest, and the pack was not prepared for what they were going to find when they arrived in Michigan. Climbing out of their vehicles, the humidity and the heat rivaled, if not exceeded, that which they were experiencing in Tampa. As they stepped out, they found themselves sweating. They found themselves sticky. They found themselves wanting to climb back in the vehicle and turn around and head back home. It wasn't the cool, temperate feeling of the cairn. It wasn't the nice breeze coming off of the bay and the Gulf. No, it's just hot and sticky and gross. They realized that they missed the Michigan winter in comparison. They missed the deep snow this time. And actually, a part of them misses Florida now. With Rory off securing a couple of motel rooms for those who wish to stay there, Stakes has already secured a den for those who prefer to stay in lupus form off in a remote part of the woods, away from the actual cairn itself, away from the typical hunting territory of the Sept. But now it's time to face the music. And as the vehicles pull into the gravel driveway of the Hell Saloon, the pack has a few moments to speak with one another before they head into the building where the Sept of Half Moon Lake awaits, where their former cohorts, associates, leaders, elders await. The last time they spoke with these elders, they were being sent away. The last time a couple of these Guru were in the presence of these elders, they were being horrifically shamed for some actions they had previously taken. Several months have passed. Have they grown? Have they changed? Or are they going to revert back to the immature children that they were just a few months prior? As we like to say here on Hellhounds, only time will tell. So as you climb out of the van with Stakes in tow, the scene is yours. You're standing in front of the long black building, the halogen signs advertising Beer One, shaped like a devil, saying that the establishment is closed at the moment for a private party. The sun high in the sky beating down, making it especially hot, especially as the dusty gravel heats up, reflecting the sun. Even the long or the tall trees that surround the property aren't blocking out the heat of the sun this time. The scene is yours.
Wearing a sleeveless shirt. I'm kind of walking out towards Son, looking around, obviously sweating. So I'll just say, man, can't we like talk to a spirit of the fucking breeze or something? It's hot as balls out here.
Also, wearing a tank top and shorts and my hiking boots, I am already like slanted over, pulling up all of my curly hair, putting into a fucking bun, and just pulling on my shirt and like flicking it back and forth, not even to get a breeze, but just to get it to stop sticking to my skin. Ah, fuck, this is the part of summer that I do not miss.
Probably for the first time, I will have my button up pulled off and just wearing my t-shirt, because it is. I'm used to some heat back in past few years, but it's been a while since I've been in that intense heat, so this is a lot. Yeah, this is not what I was expecting coming up here, but if this is the worst we have to deal with, hopefully today, I'll take it.
Delphine wearing baggy jeans and a thick sweater. She'll pull her hair up into a ponytail and will look extremely uncomfortable just in the atmosphere itself as she just dryly comments, "This isn't going to be the worst and you know it."
Yeah, I just give Delphine a questioning look. You know what they say about hot weather? It brings hot heads. And I look at the front door of the saloon.
Well, here's to hoping. So.
Do they know we're coming? As she looks at the closed sign.
Yes. know we're coming.
I assume the party was us, actually.
That would be correct. I let them know as soon as we crossed the border into the state. I informed them of our imminent arrival, as is protocol when entering another's territory.
Being paranoid of the last incident that happened when we were all here, Delphine is going to look around, and I would like to use penumbral senses.
Sure.
I spend a willpower for that. I don't know why I did a rage check. Okay, intelligence and wisdom. I got 3 successes.
As you open your eyes to the other side, it is a refreshing sight. The wild is on full display here. Unlike what you've been seeing in Tampa as of late, where the Weaver is in full control, and there's also that strong corruption from these plants that have been growing as of late, from this infection that seems to be spreading. Here, it's just the pure majesty of the wild. The trees surrounding you, growing tall, reaching towards the sky. And yes, there is the building that is the saloon and the couple of establishments nearby that have been here for decades. But here, Gaia reigns. Here it lives, strong and free, under the protective gaze of the Guru. It's kind of breathtaking and beautiful, and in a way, it reminds you of what was nice about being here for the first time. Yes, it got cloudy and muddled with all of the problems with Sean and all of the fear of Fenris looming in those trees, but having been away from it for a while, having been in a really urban environment, you remember what it was to be a theurge in the woods, in the true woods, remote, really connected to Gaia, really connected to the wild. This is the wild. There isn't large cities surrounding you. There isn't urban environment here. This is the middle of nowhere. And you can feel it here. You can feel Gaia here. And it feels untouched, untainted, undisturbed. It feels alive. There is no wolf in the woods. It feels strangely deserted, as if Fenris is nowhere to be found.
Delphine, you'll see Delphine visibly relax a little bit as she just is looking around, just kind of a little bit of a faraway look in her eye as she's staring at things that she's not she's focusing on things that wouldn't be in our side of the fence, as it were. And she'll just sigh a little bit. Well, I don't see the wolf, so that's good.
That is good. Are you ready for when we go in there?
Fuck no.
Are you gonna be okay wearing that, Delphine? It is. You just look like you were not having a good time. I have like an athletic
No.
long sleeve shirt
No.
that's sweat wicking. No? You just wanna...
No. I'm comfortable wearing this.
Okay.
So we got a plan or something? We just go? Are we doing the holding hands plan? I really don't want to do that one if we can avoid that.
Oh, I was using sarcasm for that one. Forge, don't you worry. You don't have to touch my hand.
No, we're not
I
gonna
know you're
go
scared
in.
of it.
We're not gonna go in holding hands. We're here as an official delegation and envoy to broker a trade deal. So that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna be professional.
This is the first time they're going to be seeing you since you left. You don't want them to think of you the same way they thought of you. Then, don't give them a reason to. Show them something different. Or show them the same. If that's what you want them to see you as, if that's what you want them to treat you as, that's up to you. But if you want any kind of upper hand in this deal, if you want any kind of respect, earn it. Show it. Or just do what you normally do and kick someone in the back and let them kick your ass and put you in a corner. You're getting a second chance at a first impression. Or, do what you always do.
Just feels very pointed.
It is.
Look, I can try, all right? New and
Do better.
Forged. Okay.
I think our best plan of operation here is to let Ray do the talking. Maybe? Yeah? I nod my head. Everybody, we should just Ray and Stakes. Good bet here. Nice polite hello. Oh yeah, we're doing good. It's pretty nice down there, but outside of that, we'll just let Mr. Pack Leader over here handle this. And then
They didn't like me and Deadbeat. They just, or Forged. They were fine with you and Rory, Ray.
They're going to try to talk to every one of you. They're going to look for a weakness and they're going to exploit it. Don't give them one. You've done a lot of work. The elders down in Tampa saw it. That's why they sent us here. You can see this as a punishment if you want to. You can see this as being sent to the slaughter. I don't see it that way. I see it as trust. I see it, yes, as a test. But a test of loyalty, a test of trust, a test of your abilities. So you can prove them right and be weak and get killed up here. Or you can prove that you are worthy of this task, come back successful, and earn even greater things. I believe we can do it.
I believe we can too.
Yeah. I mean, we can all put on a mask and, follow our pack leader for a couple of hours, right?
Well, I don't know about you, but I got the new name, Forged and Right Shame Remove. I don't need a mask. I'm the good guy here.
Yeah, just
It's not
tone it
about
down.
it's not about being a good guy, Forge. It's just about knowing when to stay quiet and being respectful. So, putting on a mask.
You got it though.
Remember your litany. This is their territory and they are elders. They make the rules here. You disrespect them in their territory, they have all rights to do what they see fit to you.
And remember, that goes the same way for them to us. Sure, we have to respect them in their territory, but they also have to respect us because we are lower.
Correct. Any other questions before we go inside?
Nah, I'm good.
Stakes takes a deep breath, shakes out her shoulders a little bit, turns her head to both sides, and you can hear a small crack in her neck. All right, let's do this. She turns and starts stalking towards the building.
I'll follow right after.
I'll stand behind Ray and follow in.
I guess I'll go behind Juniper.
Delphine will go directly behind Forged and kind of just use his height and muscular bulk to kind of block her a little bit.
As you enter into the Hell Saloon, it's almost as if it's exactly as you remember it. There's the gift shop off to the side of the entrance when you come in with the t-shirts and other memorabilia from Hell hanging off to the side, where a lot of the tourists can pick up various things like, I went to Hell and all I got was this t-shirt, or it really does freeze over in Hell bumper stickers. There's the bar lining the wall off to one side, the long tables with the high chairs. There's the TVs and the stage off on the far wall, the kitchen off to one side. The only thing that really catches your eye and stands out is the large welcome back banner and the red, yellow, and black balloons and streamers hanging on the ceiling. Standing beneath the banner are Red, Sean, and Aaron. Red lets out a cheer of, "Hey, look who it is!" as you enter into the establishment. He lets out a bright smile and extends out his arms. "Stakes, there you are. Good to see you, old girl." His fire red hair and full beard is, again, as you remember it. His large, broad-shouldered physique. Erin, sitting over at the bar, has her feet up on another one of the stools, has a cocktail in one hand, and you can see along the bar a large platter of food has been laid out, as well as several bottles of liquor and beer, as if they have put on a full spread, as if they were awaiting guests, and a party has been prepared. Sean sits over at another table, and he looks like the weight of the world has been completely lifted off his shoulders, and he has the brightest, lightest smile on his face. He looks happy, joyous, joyful. Something that none of you have ever seen, as he's always had this kind of stoic heaviness to him, as if he's always been on both sides of the world, both here and in the spirit realm. Very serious, very centered. But now he just seems light, airy, excited. Red walks up to Stakes, gives her a clasp on the shoulder, and then pulls her in for a hug. And she somewhat rigidly allows herself to get pulled in for a hug and gives him a pat on the back very awkwardly and says, "Red, good to see you, bud. This is a surprise." He says, "Yeah, well, you guys are home. We wanted to say hello and, welcome you back." And as he releases the hug, he looks over to everyone else. Guys, shake it off. Welcome home. It's good to see you.
I'll walk forward with a smile on my face, seeing Red, and I'll walk towards him and kind of open my arms as well for like a hug from seeing him.
Raymond. He gives a bright smile and walks up and pulls you into a really tight hug. I am so glad to see you.
It's good to see you too, Red.
Come on in. Guys, help yourself to some food and drinks. This is a party after all.
Can Raymond is going in for a hug. Can I get a whole vibe check
Absolutely.
on this situation?
Give me a wits and insight.
What is my rage at?
I would say you're at a rage 2, definitely. This was not a situation you were looking forward to.
The whole situation in front of them too has Delphine a little unsettled too, and instinctively she, like without realizing, has kind of grabbed onto the back of Forge's shirt and is just kind of sticking close to him.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is Delphine's penumbral senses still going since she just popped it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very confused as I walk in. Forge kind of was more expecting the hostility that everyone was preaching about and having to keep his cool, but seeing this kind of pleasantly surprised, like very not used to this kind of reception ever. Mainly from his like deadbeat friends and scumbag, homies, but kind of gives a half smile at the hearing, gets over to the drinks and food, starts grabbing himself a drink and something to eat.
Erin kicks her feet down from the chair and stands up as she sees you approach. Deadbeat, good to see you, buddy. And she gives you a kind of punch on the shoulder. Here, let me mix you up something better than that. She starts putting together a cocktail for you, stirring it up before passing it over.
It's not his name.
Oh, really? They give you a new name down there?
Yeah, kind of recent, as you see, the whole shame thing is gone. So, yeah, I got a new name.
What is it?
Forged from Failures.
Holy shit, congratulations. Well, apologies then. Forged from Failures. Have a drink on me.
I'll take the drink and kind of confusingly nod and just enjoy that.
How have things been down there?
It's a mixed bag, kinda. I mean, it does suck ass down there in the way that, like, the Weaver, Weaver shit is everywhere, so it kind of sucks with that. I mean, the heat also is, kind of sucky, but I mean, it's not too bad.
Oh, dude. I can only imagine it has been terrible up here this summer, but we make do. It's good to have you back, though. What did you get on that roll there, Juniper?
I spent a willpower and I got 5 successes.
The vibe is good. They are genuinely excited to see you.
Okay. Well, with that, I will also, walk up and say hello and look around and give a soft smile. It's really nice for you to give us like a welcome home party.
Red gives a big smile to Juniper. Well, it's the least we could do after parting on such bad terms. We've really had a lot of time to think about it, and we just realized we weren't in a good place then, and we really sent you off on bad terms, and we had to make it up to you. We really had to make it up to you, and we wanted to start out fresh, wanted to have a fresh start, and this was the best way to do it that we could think of, and we just have a lot of catching up to do, a lot of making up to do, and we missed you. We really did.
Oh, well, you know, I can say for all of us that we do definitely miss it up here. But yeah, the weather is it's hot and
It has
wet.
been a hot one. Yeah.
How have you guys been managing to deal with it? I'm sure your AC is just dying right now.
You know, we have had to have Sean working overtime over there with the spirits, trying to get them, on our side, keeping that AC working. But he works his magic, and they've been kind to us for the most part. But yeah, it's been brutal. I can't tell you how much I've had to pay in ice lately.
Oh yeah, man, I can't even imagine. So how have things been up here?
Well, we've had to, we don't need to get too much into business, but thankfully, due to the information we've been getting, we've intercepted a few of those shipments, been able to stop some of that fertilizer from coming in, and luckily, nothing too bad's happened, but for the most part, things have been fairly quiet, luckily. Hopefully we can get you guys that iron you're looking for.
Yeah, it's really good to hear that things have been mostly quiet up here. We probably intercepted that first bit of fertilizer just in time and stopped a whole catastrophe happening,
You really did. I mean, if it wasn't for that information that you and Stakes found, we would have been way behind on this thing.
Yeah, it's really good to know that things have been going well up here. We were all worried a little bit with all the fertilizer news and everything and stuff we've been dealing down there, so.
Absolutely. I'm really glad that you all were able to come up for this. I mean, like I said, we really did leave on a bad note, and it was a really bad time for us, and it's really nice to hear that you're all thriving down there and doing a good job. And I mean, look at you. You guys are doing so great. And that makes me happy. I know we weren't the best mentors and the best teachers, and it's been a long time since we've had pups around here, and I just hope you'll forgive us for what we did, and we can make it up to you, and we can make this right. And I don't know. It's just good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. And everyone makes mistakes. Shit happens, but time heals all wounds. So I'm sure that we will all leave off on a better foot than what we started with, right? And I'll look back at Delphine with a wide smile.
Delphine will be looking around. Where's Rick?
Rick actually went on a walkabout to the North Peninsula. Upper Peninsula. He's doing a photo tour of the mines to try and get us some early intel.
Is that the first little expedition you guys have gone to see the mines, or have you been doing anything more like info gathering?
Well, we made contact with the Wisconsin Sept. After we found out that that's where you're heading, we're trying to make contact with them. We also made contact with the Sept in Columbus to see if we can get some reinforcements from them to potentially aid us in getting the iron for you. So we're trying to get as many forces as possible to help make this thing happen as smoothly as possible.
It's great to hear. I'm glad that it's not just going to be us trying to figure this all out. Having as many reinforcements as possible would be great.
Well, it's a big mine. I mean, it's a huge operation. It's one of the largest iron mines in the country. And knowing that it has the connections that it has, if you know what I mean, we need to make sure that we come in armed for bear. I mean, we don't know what they have waiting for us up there, and we don't want to be caught unprepared and shorthanded. But again, guys, it's a party. This is all business. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that, but just know that we are doing our damnedest to make sure that we do right by you and do right by Tampa and make sure that we get this thing done, because we know the good work you're doing down there, and we know that it's going to benefit all of us.
I like hearing that. I do like that. Time for party now. We can talk business later.
There he is.
I mean, I gotten better, but I still like to enjoy myself, have a little celebration. I mean, there's some clubs down in Tampa that are crazy, to be honest. I have Castle. Oh my God, it's wild there, but I haven't been able to go there as much lately. But
oh, you can take the guy out of the party, but you can't take the party out of the guy.
That's what I'm saying. You're on a good path here, Red. I'm already halfway there. Do you drink some food? I'm halfway there, man.
Well, listen, it's been so much more boring around here without you. And did I hear you got a new name? I want to call you by the right name. Forged, is that what I heard?
Yeah, Forged for short, like short version of that. Forged from failures. Just
that's a much better name. It suits you. It really does.
Yeah, it's just been doing that. Even also, got a pack with, Wolverine spirit, recently. Just, things are looking up, just saying.
Oh, that Wolverine, he's scrappy.
I put up a pretty good fight.
Well, maybe you and I can have a spar at some point. I'd love to see what you've learned since you've been down there.
Give it a shot at some point, maybe. I'll think about that.
Hey, you gotta go easy on me. I haven't had a good scrap in a while.
Actually, give a smile to that, as I feel like, man, finally they're understanding my worth and knowing that I was a good, pretty cool badass. So I'm kind of enjoying myself now, smiling, enjoying more of the food.
As Red and Forge are talking, I'll kind of step away from Red and go approach Sean, and with my hand outstretched to shake his hand.
Sean will stand up from the table he's sitting at and hold out his hand and give you a nice handshake. Raymond, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you as well, Sean. How have you been doing up here?
Well, we had some tough times over the winter, but luckily spring was very fruitful and the spirits have been kind.
It's good to hear. I just wanted to say I appreciate the advice that I got from you last time.
Yes, and I appreciate you as well. I appreciate everything you've had to say, and I appreciate the information you've been giving, and I want you to know that your words mean a lot. They are very eye-opening, and, well, I think you're doing good work. And I think that with old age, we get set in our ways. And the wonderful thing about bringing youth into an old Sept, an old pack like ours, is they remind us of what we've lost, which is innocence and exuberance and, well, the excitement for the fight, the willingness to see past old grudges and old ways. And really, the ability to forgive. You've shown me a lot, Raymond, and I just hope that, well, I hope I can earn some of that forgiveness from Delphine. I feel like I did her wrong.
I'll nod at what he's saying. I'm glad I was able to help in any way. And hopefully, even now and in the future, we will continue to help. But I can't say anything for Delphine, but
No, of course.
but the possibility's there.
How has she been doing down there? Has she been seeking help?
She's been doing good. She's been doing better. It's been a struggle. That's as much as I can say.
I feel like I owe her an apology. There was a shift after she left. I noticed it in the spirits. Something changed. After the departure of your pack, we felt like something dissipated. And I started to notice a clearing, an absence. And it made me realize that I might have been wrong. Wrong about what she had been saying all along. And I fear I may have done more damage than good. And I fear I owe her more apologies than I can ever give. I fear I just hope I can earn her forgiveness in some way.
I'll kind of reach out and kind of like clasp his shoulder a bit. Hopefully, in the time that we're here, maybe a sorry and forgiveness from you might help to some extent. But she was hurt really bad being up here. So,
Of course.
I don't know.
I failed as a theurge. I failed as the right master of the Sept with her. I should have shown more patience. I should have shown more understanding. And little did I know how susceptible I was to whatever presence was here. I didn't know how angry I was all the time until it was gone. How impatient I was. I should have shown more patience. I should have given her more empathy. I should have encouraged her rather than doubted her. I hope, and please, if this is asking too much, tell me so. I hope perhaps you could put in a good word with her, that I would love to speak with her and express my apologies in person, one-on-one, if she's willing. You could be present as her pack leader so she could feel secure, but I would love to have the opportunity to speak with her and express my apologies, because I owe her that much at the very least.
I can extend the offer, but it's up to her whether or not she accepts.
Of course. I would not wish to overstep.
Can I roll a vibe check on Sean?
Absolutely.
What rage am I at?
You're at 2 as well. This is a very intense situation, but your intensity, your rage is more about the worry about your pack doing something fucked up to ruin this. And I'm sure a small part of you was worried about the Sept as well after the last interaction you had with them prior to this.
Yeah, because Sean gave me some weird vibes on the call and told me that story. So I'm like,
yeah.
And he's coming off very strong right now, which is way out of character for him. But I got 5 successes.
He seems genuinely repentant.
I'll just nod and continue a small conversation with him.
All right. So, Forged, you're over by the bar with Aaron.
I actually, like, imagine I'm still talking to her, and I'm actually right now, like, while we were at Tampa, there's this crazy thing that happened. We were on some boat, and we killed like 5 leeches, like 6 leeches. That was,
Really?
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm, maybe a little bit newer, but I got this shit under, I was doing a real good job. The others were doing all right, but
On a boat, no less.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. And even found some weird creature in like some foundation, killed that too. I'm getting a spree going. I don't know. I think I'm getting my stride right now.
Sounds like you're thriving down there.
Yeah, I mean the training is kind of annoying, but hey, getting some good stuff. What's the weirdest thing you killed? I want to hear. What's like the craziest thing you killed?
Well, you ever hear of a werebear?
There's werebears?
Yeah, they're called Garal. Up in northern Michigan, we had a problem with a werebear.
You're not fucking with me, right? That just sounds like you added all to Garou.
No, that's a very real thing. They're big and they're very, very tough.
Shit, man, I've never seen any. I didn't know there was like other kinds of us out there. Now I've got to like find the like next bigger thing to beat up.
Oh, sure. There's werebears, weregators. I've even heard stories of werebats.
God, if there's a weregator, I'm sure we're gonna find one down in Florida. I'm telling you. I mean, I've seen gators all over the places. I'm sure like maybe a quarter of them are actually weregators.
Well, let me tell you, I've only heard of stories of weregators, but from what I've heard, when they get really mean, it's almost like fighting a dinosaur.
Damn. I mean, aren't they like part dinosaur?
That's what they say. So be careful if you run into one of those. That might be the end of the story for you. But from the sounds of it, you're doing just fine. So maybe I'm out of my depth here.
Hold on. Delphine. Have you seen any like weregators down there? Was your like spirit stuff?
Delphine will just look up at Deadbeat and just shake her head. No.
Damn. I mean, you've seen some crazy stuff there though, right?
Just normal spirit stuff.
Man, she talked to a spirit of the boat. It was crazy.
Spirit of the boat?
No, it was a pattern spider.
Talk to it? I heard they're not very good conversationalists. Usually ones and zeros are beeps and boops.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
You all right, Delphine?
Just tired. It was a long drive.
You want some coffee? We got coffee over here.
No, I'm fine with, and she'll just grab a bottle of water. Fine with this.
what have you been up to? How have things been going down there for you?
She'll pick at the label of the bottle. Fine, just training a Theurge mentor down there, and then with the warder.
And what's the strangest thing you've seen down there?
Big pattern spider.
Big pattern spider.
Yeah, just a really big one in the city.
That would be strange. Can't say I've seen anything like that before.
Yeah, it's all woods out here and wild, so the Weaver stuff is still weird for me.
How big is like big? I don't remember you telling me about this before. What, like, how big is this pattern spider? Is it like size of a car? Is it like
Size of the city.
So wait, this spider was like a representative of the entire city?
Yeah, that's what Eliza said.
Wow. That's wild.
It's probably one in Detroit.
There was one. Sean's never made mention of it, but I mean, I don't usually ask too much about the spirit stuff.
it does cause. I feel like if ever ask a question about spirit stuff, it makes more questions than answers.
It really does. You're right about that.
You feel like I'm eating this up. I'm smiling. I'm enjoying myself. I'm relaxed, eating a healthy amount of food here. I'm just mouth kind of chewing down this food. Hey, like Juniper, didn't you like fight some crazy shit too? Like some cool stuff? Oh wait, never mind. You did it.
Mm-hmm. Totally didn't save your ass on the boat. Definitely didn't do anything like that, huh? And I just kind of chuckle and go back to looking at the food, but not actually eating anything.
Well, I know you guys just got into town, but I want you to know we actually set aside a house for you to stay at while you're here if you were interested. We had a place that recently went up for rent and thought you'd want someplace a little more comfortable than some of the rundown motels around here. So if you were interested, it's all yours, but we totally understand after everything you've been through up here if you would rather make other accommodations, but it is yours if you need a place to stay.
Does it have AC?
It does.
Actually, we gotta take this, guys.
That's actually really nice of you. Ray, what do you think?
From across the room. What? Sorry, I was having. I'll kind of excuse myself from Sean and kind of walk over to join the conversation.
Oh, they have a house for us to use.
Yeah, I was just letting them know there was a place that went up for rent in town, and we got the rent on it, knowing that you were coming into town. So we thought if you needed a place to stay while you were here, we rented it out for a month. Figured you might as well stay there instead of having to get yourselves a motel or anything while you were in town. But we understood if you didn't want to take us up on it after everything that happened. But the offer's there.
We appreciate it. We'll talk to see if that's something we will decide on. But more than likely, probably yes. But we'll see what everyone thinks.
Absolutely. Well, you let us know. I assume you guys are going to be here for a little while as we get this whole thing arranged and set up. But yeah, you let us know what's happening. And Obviously, we're not going to get too deep into the details of business tonight. We just want you to settle in, enjoy yourselves, have a few drinks, get some food in you. I know the road is rough from here to Florida, but just get settled in, and we'll meet up over the next couple of days and talk logistics and details, and then we'll get this deal struck and get things figured out.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, Aaron.
So as Red goes over and puts a few coins in the jukebox and turns on some music, you enjoy some food and some drinks and some lively conversation. And the evening continues until a certain point where it seems like the evening's starting to wind down. Forged, you get nice and litty, having several drinks and sharing stories with Aaron, going back and forth about your pursuits, mostly you talking about your exploits in Tampa, whether it's your nights out at the club. She definitely indulges you throughout the evening, hearing about all of your fun exploits, just really letting you tell your stories, even if they are over exaggerated, letting you just go on and on and on. Sean gives Delphine space, just giving smiles anytime she looks over in his direction, but definitely doesn't approach, doesn't press anything. Is there anything anyone else would like to do this evening before the evening comes to a close?
No. I'm just keeping on the mask. I do make a point not to eat the food, though, or really drink anything. Because even though, this is all seemingly genuine, there's just something very suspicious about all of this, so
Okay.
I'm too nervous.
So as the evening wraps up, Red gathers everyone together. Well, I just want to say it's really good to see you all again. I look forward to meeting with you over the next few days. I hope you'll take us up on the offer of the house. It's fully furnished. We'll get some groceries delivered out there if you need some food for the house, but you just let us know. Obviously, there's the motel over in Whitmore Lake if you need a place to stay, but we'll be in touch. You've got the number here at the bar, and you can reach out to us when you want to meet, and we'll talk business in the next couple of days. But it was really good to see you, and we look forward to making this deal happen. But we'll lock up now, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Red. I appreciate it.
Yeah, let's get together and talk, you and I, soon. We got to talk leader business. He gives a big smile.
I'll chuckle a little bit. Sounds good. I actually wanted to speak you one-on-one, too, so.
Sounds great. Gives you a pat on the back and shows all of you out before closing up and locking the door, leaving you out in the parking lot. As you all file out of the saloon after an evening spent with the elders of the Half Moon Lake Sept, your minds are reeling. This was definitely not what you expected as a first-time greeting. Have their minds changed? Are they truly repentant? It would seem so, based off of what you've seen, what you've felt, what you've heard. But appearances can be deceiving. As you all head over towards the truck, preparing to climb in and make the drive back to the motel or the den, the scene is yours.
Leader business. That's pretty funny.
I think that we should get in the car and start driving before we talk.
What's the problem? We're just chilling. Everything's cool now. We're fine.
Yep, we can chill in the van and start driving.
Buzzkill. They'll start climbing on in.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get discussions done quicker, I mean, I'm willing to have a one-on-one conversation with him, so. But yeah, I think maybe getting in the car and driving for a bit and then having a conversation is a good idea.
Delphine has already walked past everyone as in the car.
I will hop over into the driver's seat.
Delphine, I
Okay.
stored some cookies in my pockets. You want some?
No.
More for me.
I'll get in the back with Stinks.
You all climb into the vehicle and start up the engine, pulling out of the gravel parking lot. You get onto the roads, and it's getting dark out at this point. Taking the winding roads, you remember just how treacherous it is out here with the lack of street lamps. But driving slowly and carefully along the back roads, heading out towards Whitmore Lake, where you know Rory is securing the motel rooms. You get a good distance away. It's about a half-hour to 40-minute drive from Whitmore Lake to where you're going. You get about 15 minutes or so away before you feel absolutely confident that you won't be bothered or heard. That's when you can begin your conversation.
Okay, so was it just me, or despite that all seemingly being genuine, did that just all just seem weird as fuck? Am I the only person that's just totally on edge from all of that?
No.
It was definitely unexpected. I did not expect a whole welcome home party when we walked through those doors, but it seemed like they were honestly happy to see us and have us be back.
Delphine just scoffs.
I'll pull out a beer that I stowed away in my pockets as I was leaving. As I open it up and start taking some sips, I'll say, I mean, why are we looking a gift horse in the mouth? I mean, we can... I've got free food, free drinks, free housing. Shit, we use the money that we were supposed to use for the housing on some other shit, like DoorDash.
They were literally saying they wanted to retry me a couple weeks ago. You don't go from that to that, whatever the fuck that was, in a couple of weeks.
No, I agree.
Maybe Fender's
Like,
fucking off made them feel better.
According to who?
I don't know. This is my theory, guess, whatever.
According to who were they trying to retry you?
That was what I was told by Aspen when I was getting the details for this mission.
By Aspen, not by Red.
Yes.
That's true. She could have been lying.
Steak
Or
shrugs.
misunderstood.
what's the shrug?
I didn't pick up anything unusual. They seem genuine to me, and I've known them a very long time, and strangely, this actually felt like the first time I've seen my friends in a very long time.
There's a possibility that they, over the months, have actually come to be a little bit forgiving, or want to be forgiven for the situation.
I mean, what if they just asked to see Delphine? Maybe it was to apologize. Maybe she misunderstood.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
It didn't seem that way when we were having the conversation, but I was trying to absorb all the information about the mission that I didn't fully pay attention. That's on me. But the small conversation I had with Sean, he seemed like he wanted to reach out to you, Delphine.
No.
All I said was that I would ask.
Man, why are you so wound up about this? Aren't we supposed to be like integrating and getting good with them? I thought that was the whole point of this shit.
Because I'm not comfortable here. Out of all of us, I'm the one who the one who wanted to come here the least. And I don't buy it. I don't trust it.
Even given our differences, and I'll look over at Delphine, I'm with Delphine on this one. I understand that people change. Obviously, we all have in some way, shape, or form. But this isn't, oh, people have changed over the course of a couple months. This is like a complete 180, overstretching it a little bit. And I don't know. I'm not like fully on the side that something's going on here, but I'm not entirely trusting of it either. So we'll see how long they can keep up the charade, if it is one.
I mean, it was the first night, first time seeing them after a while. And for all we know, when we were up here, we saw them at their worst. Just like Steak said, this might be how they were before we were fully here in the Sept. This could be how they truly are. And we're just seeing it for the first time. So it's jarring. This might be a good thing that they're acting the way that they used to.
That's what I'm saying, that like maybe if that Fenris dude came by not too long ago, made them all into assholes, because I mean that's what he does, right? And like we lured them away, they're all better now. Thomby didn't bring them back. We're chilling.
Is that why you're
Chill.
an asshole all the time? Because you're with Fenris or whatever?
That's really funny that you say that. I don't really really ironic, Juniper.
What do you mean?
Oh, you're actually serious? You're serious. That's funny. I just kind of like droop a little to the side as I'm kind of, very clearly intoxicated, as I'll kind of lay down a little bit. You're funny. You're one of the biggest asses I know. Like, besides maybe, let me think. Charles is kind of an ass. Jester's kind of an ass. Old Sean. I mean, there's a list, but you get what I mean.
How am I an asshole? I've been matching your energy this whole time.
Sure, if that's what you want to call it. Every time we're hanging out or like you're around me, you always want to start some shit. Always say some shit. And the funniest part is you think you could win a fight. That's the crazy part. You say all this thinking that you can back it up.
Enough!
I'm just having fun.
Enough!
Forge, stop it.
You want to talk about how shitty they were. Did you ever think about how shitty you all are? Maybe some people can get better. Maybe some people can get better quick. Maybe you're projecting the fact that you aren't getting better fast on them. Maybe it's time to look in the fucking mirror. And maybe your suspicions should be about yourselves. Just because they were willing to welcome you back. Yeah, Forged, you fucked up. You earned that right of shame. So did you, Delphine. Was it for a good reason? Who gives a shit? You did something wrong. You earned it. You deserved it. And you got forgiven for it, and you redeemed yourselves for it. But you're not better. You're not better than them. You're not better than each other. Fine, be suspicious of them. That's fine. You should be suspicious all the time. But enough of this. Enough of the infighting. Enough of the judgment. That's enough. We're here for a job. Let's do the job and let's go home. That's my pack. Those are my friends, and I just told you that's the first time I've seen them act normal in a long time. Let me fucking have this. Pull the car over.
I will immediately pull the car over.
Stakes kicks the door open and climbs out.
Stakes, wait, I'm sorry.
You guys want to fall apart, fall apart. I left them for you. And I would do it again because I believe you have something worth saving. But if you don't believe it, don't drag me down with you. She slams the door shut and turns into Lupus form and runs off into the woods.
I'm just kind of like dejectedly sitting. The drink kind of like probably spilled in the back seat. Just ignoring it as I look out kind of sheepishly and look over to Juniper. Fuck. Look, man, I didn't mean for this shit to happen. Fuck. I'm sorry, man. Fuck. I just kind of like lean back, in my head on the side of the car with the van.
You just see a very hollowed-eyed husk of a person as I inwardly spiral over what just happened.
We just had this conversation, Forge. I mean, I know you're drunk, but that doesn't excuse it.
Look, man, I don't know. I already said I'm sorry, man. I don't know what more you want me to say. I felt, I don't know, feeling pretty great, pretty gassed up.
I understand, but remember, there's a time and place, and you need to know and learn when to control what you say. Because unfortunately, this is not the first time this has happened with you and your comments.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
Need to do better.
I tried to be nice to you during that entire thing, and you just decided to say yet another asshole-ish quip to me in front of all of them. That's why I made the statement that I did. I'm not just trying to be an asshole to you, Forge. But I legitimately didn't do anything to you today, and you just looked at me out of nowhere and said that shit. For no fucking reason. Back at the saloon.
I was just trying to mess around, man.
It doesn't
I
feel
wasn't
like you.
thinking.
It doesn't feel like you mess around. It legitimately hurts. And yeah, my natural instinct is to clap back, but it just hurts. It's not funny. It's not fun. You're just hurting yourself and you're hurting us too.
But like this isn't all just me. Look, I know I fucked up, and like, hey, I can't say that I did good. But like half of that whole shit with you two doubting the other Sept so much. That's what like the major thing that she was talking about was. And I don't know, maybe you guys should start trying to trust something there. Cause I mean, it ain't, you're all getting on me about this, but we can't just ignore that other whole shit.
I was responding to your apology just now. That's the part that I was responding to. I was giving a direct reply to what you were saying. There is the stuff with stakes as well, but my response was a direct response to your apology. But yeah, we were very insensitive about stakes just now, and I didn't even realize it until it was too late.
We definitely owe Stakes an apology next time we see her.
Feels like all I do lately is saying sorry to people. I need to get better at it.
I'm sure you will. With that, I'll put the car back in drive and start driving again. Is it possible to make a insight check on the whole outburst from Stakes? Because
Sure.
I know that it's all like she's reacting to us talking bad about her pack, but I felt very emotionally charged for Stakes out of everything that we've seen.
I'll let you retroactively. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Wits and insight.
Maybe like Delphine, you could, I don't know, agree to see Sean like part of the apology or whatever, or like the show that we're trying to trust.
Delphine is just staring down at her lap. I don't have the energy right now. Forge. I don't have it in me to deal with this right now. It's all too much at once, and I don't know how much more I can take.
Well, I mean, I'm not asking you to do it right now. I'm just eventually, but I mean, if you need someone to like help out with shit, you know, like we're here, you know, we can help you with shit. I mean, if you want me there, I can be there with the whole meeting. Probably better to have Ray there. He's a little bit better with those kind of conversations, but you know, I can whoop his ass if things get bad. Not that I would, but you know.
What'd you get, Ray?
I got 7 with a crit, but the crit was on one of my rage dice.
Okay. So Stakes that's definitely unlike Stakes, but it seems like this is kind of a wit's end type thing for her, not a unusual like. It seems like she was definitely thrown off by the interaction with them. And there was something that was triggered in her by all of this shit talking, to be honest. Like there was a nostalgia there. There was a, you know, and as you think back to how she was behaving after that first hug with Red and everything, it did feel like she seemed happier for her to be back. She seemed comfortable in the surroundings, and she was pleasantly surprised by everything that was going on at the bar. And yes, while she understands the suspicion, this is the first time she's gotten to enjoy something in a while. Because, like, she's had to be den mom to a bunch of shitty kids for a while. This whole time, it's always one problem after another. And so she's gotten to actually enjoy something that was hers, and it's being taken away immediately. And so, yeah, she had it. This was a mom explosion, and nothing more. A mom who had too much. Was it probably over the top? Yeah. But she just couldn't be centered anymore. She couldn't do it anymore.
Gotcha.
I think Steak's gonna stay mad at us.
Probably.
Hopefully, if we apologize and give her some time, I don't think she'll stay mad at us for too long.
She'll stay mad at us if we fuck this all up. That's for sure. It's gonna take more than just an apology for Stinks. She might forgive us, but if we fuck this up and continue to fuck off, it's gonna hurt her. Really hurt her. And I don't want to do that to my mom.
Stakes was right. This is a job that we're doing. This is a mission that we have to accomplish. So we need to buckle down and start paying attention a little bit more to what we're saying and what we're doing.
So no more enjoying drinks and nice little parties.
Not saying that. I mean, if they're going to be throwing little, parties, little happy get-togethers, I mean, we can enjoy them with them. But if we have suspicions, if we have things we want to talk about, let's try to maybe talk about them without stakes. That way we don't anger her. Because we're allowed to have our suspicions, but
Yeah, I mean, that's probably for the best. It just feels like finally they're like, I got some people that actually, or at least Garu, that are actually chill with me and like see me as the badass that I am. Aaron's a little tough too, and she thought that I was pretty cool. And Red said me going with Wolverine pretty nice and talked about sparring. Just sucked. Finally get a group of people that actually seem like they treat me with respect and shit. Apparently are like good. Then they, apparently might be bad, evil people for doing it for, other reasons.
The Sept back in Tampa respect you, right? They're not bad people.
No, I mean, I know that, like, the Tampa Seven aren't bad people. I mean, feels like Charles kind of respects me, and like maybe Aspen. I don't think Jester or Lucas do. So kind of sucks. It feels like these guys are really pretty chill now, and that might not be. We got to be playing arm's reach or arm's length with them.
I'm sure once we're done and finished with this mission, I'm pretty sure all the leadership down in Tampa will think and respect us, because we did a big mission and we accomplished it and we succeeded. So it'll be there.
And it's like I said, like we just got here and they seemingly have pulled a complete 180 and overstretched it. So if this is really who they are, this is what they're gonna be throughout our entire time here and working things out. If it's genuine, this is how it's gonna be. And that suspicion will go away. It's just, as everybody has been hammering into us, first impressions are everything. And this was just a shock. It's natural for us to be suspicious of it. Like Stakes was saying, doesn't necessarily mean that they're actually bad people or that something's wrong. Maybe they did change. Maybe she's right. I'm just not going to instantly believe it. Doesn't mean you don't have to.
This sucks.
What sucks? Being super drunk and having a deep conversation with your pack?
Just everything about this sucks.
It's our life now. It just sucks.
And hopefully down the line it will suck less.
I just start pulling the cookies out of my pocket, the crumbled up cookies, and just eating them as I just sit there and mope.
As the pack continues the rest of the drive, the motel, in silence, this is where our story comes to a close, but not without one last scene. Our scene takes us back to the Hell Saloon. We're outside in the parking lot where the lights shine in pools of light. One of those pools shines under the doorway to the front door of the saloon. A lupus wolf, red-furred, approaches the door with a longing expression, at least as much of a longing expression as a lupus wolf could have. She walks up and scratches at the door a couple of times. The locks disengage and the door opens. The face of Red is behind the door. He looks down at the lupus wolf and extends out a hand. Stakes sniffs at the hand warily and then looks up at Red. He says, "I know, old girl. You've had a hard time. Why don't you come in and get some rest?" She lets out a soft whine, and he gives her a scratch behind the ears as she slowly lopes her way in, and he closes the door behind her. As we pull away from the building, we see atop the bar the looming large black wolf of Fenris, waiting eagerly. And this is where our story comes to a close. Thank you so much to these amazing players. Thank you to everyone watching at home. Go follow St. Pete by Night on all of the social media listed in the description, and go follow or go join our community by following that Discord link down below. We have activities happening all month long, and we have some tables starting up soon. So if you want to jump in to the world of darkness head first, hop into that Discord, sign up for one of those tables, and get involved in the world of darkness yourself. We have another episode of Hellhounds next Friday here on YouTube, and you can see Rage Across Tampa, the sister show, over on Twitch at 10 p.m. on Tuesdays. So go check it out. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Have a lovely evening, everyone.
This has been a St. Petersburg by Night production. Hellhounds is produced in arrangement with the World of Darkness and Dark Pack. The storyteller for Hellhounds is Kent. Tonight's characters were voiced by Jay, Lilith, Ben, Nikki, and Caity. Theme song, Rage Across Tampa lyrics by Preston and Kent. Visit our website at SPbN for more information about all of our productions and how you can become part of our community. Thank you for listening. Until next time, fangs, stakes, and claws out.